Good morning, guys. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm just about to head out the door. I broke down. I said I wouldn't do it, but I have a Twitter now, so go follow me on Twitter. It's Matt_Sheldon13, so go follow me there. I'll be trying to stay active on there. Go follow me there. About to go to the gym right now. So today I'm going to do the John Terry cardio session again. Personally, I know it's really good to vary up your cardio. I know it's really good to work on different aspects, and I will incorporate stuff later. But I really like sticking with 1, 2, or 3 different routines and then just trying to really progress. So like, for example, after Christmas, after I took a little bit of time off, I came back. It was a really bad first day. I did 11 sets of the John Terry cardio routine when I usually am able to do 15. I was dying. I came back the next day after lifting legs, and it was a really hard session, so I was super tired again. I did 10 sets. I took a 5-minute break and then did another 5 sets. I just trained yesterday. I didn't do any cardio or any leg routine, so I think my legs should be a little bit more fresh today. So then today I'm going to go in there and try to really get, my goal is 13 sets. And if I'm really feeling really good, then I'll try to go 15 full sets. And then again, I'm going to just, come back in a day or 2 days and try to do like 16 sets or 17 sets. And I really want to get up to I'm trying to get it up to 20 sets, better than John Terry, in that workout. And then I'll also incorporate more actual stuff at the field, cutting, turning, doing stuff that you can't replicate on a treadmill. So that's pretty much the gist of what's going to be happening over the next few weeks, especially, as preseason starts up. Still don't have a team. There is some stuff in the works, but we will see what happens over this next month. But yeah, let's do it. Let's get down there.
Okay, so this gym session was awesome, and I always start off with the hardest thing first. So I hopped on the bike, warmed up just 5 to 10 minutes on the bike, and then now I'm getting into the worst part of my day, the John Terry cardio routine. Basically what you do is you hop on a treadmill, you set the incline up to 12% incline, and then you just ramp up the speed to 11.2 miles per hour, which is the same thing as 18 kilometers an hour. So John Terry posted that he did 18 kilometers an hour. I just converted it to miles per hour because all this stuff is in miles per hour here in America, and then you just go for it. So what you do is when you're ready, you go 20 seconds on and you just stay on there doing this incline thing, and then you go 40 seconds off. So that's it, 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off for 15 sets. And it really does sound easy. And the first couple are decently easy, but as you start to go, that 40 seconds of rest starts to feel like a long time, and then it all of a sudden starts to switch, and it feels like it's almost no time at all. So it's all about recovering from a sprint, and this is super soccer specific, because in soccer, it's all about doing those longer, soccer cardio is such a mix between short distance, fast accelerations, change of directions, as well as a little bit, longer running, full field sprints, tracking back, doing all that stuff, as well as you're constantly jogging. So this is really good to do that because you're doing a very short period, 20 seconds of high intensity, and then 40 seconds where you get basically rest. So intervals is amazing for this soccer. I got this directly off of John Terry's Instagram, and I loved it. I wanted to try it out, and I just kind of went to work and just started to do it. And I've been doing it over and over again, and really, really like how you feel when you do this. Because it's the exact same in the game. When you're just dead, you're exhausted, you have that feeling where your legs are feeling heavy by the end of this. You're feeling completely, sometimes on the verge where you just want to throw up. But if you keep on pushing through it and keep doing this, it just gets easier and easier and easier. I think the very first time I was doing this, when I was coming back from an injury, when I was down in New Zealand, I think I only did about 9 sets. Felt like I was going to throw up, stopped. And then as I've been progressing up my cardio, as I've gotten all the way back to game fit, doing 13, 14, 15 sets has become more of the norm for me, which is awesome. So now we're on set number 4 right here. Every single time I'm doing the same exact thing. I basically started off, I do a minute. So at the very beginning, I turn the treadmill on, I let the track go for about a minute, and then as soon as it hits a minute, I start my first set. So set 4, it's definitely getting hard at this point. I'd say the first 5 are easier. You're kind of like, oh yeah, this shouldn't be that bad after the first 5. And then the second 5, you start going, oh no, you start getting really, really tired. But then I think around set 8, 9, 10, you get your second wind. And then by set 12, 13, 14, 15, it's just powering out the last couple. So yeah, and I love doing these treadmill workouts because you can't cheat it. I mean, you can go to the field and you can do a really good cardio session, but unless you're timing yourself or you're doing really, regimented training out at the field, you really never know if the session was harder or easier than last, because you could have been sprinting a little bit harder, your rest might have been slightly different. This is so black and white. You either did better than last time or you did worse than last time. Doing 11 sets of this obviously is much worse than doing 15 sets of this. So it's just clear progression, which I really, really like. And like I said when I was in the car, as we start to go more and more into January closer to preseason, I'll start adding in cutting, change of directions, more short sprint stuff, as well as probably add a little bit longer stuff, maybe do a 2 mile here and there. I always like mixing it up because there's soccer, it's such an interesting game. There's short, cutting, change of direction stuff. There's mid-distance like this with intervals. And then you can get up to the longer range stuff where you're running miles and miles. But I really suggest kind of incorporating all of this. And if you had to just pick one in terms of getting fit for soccer, I think workouts like this, high intensity intervals, between 10 and 30 seconds of really high intensity work, and then with a 30 to 60 second, 90 second rest, and then just working on increasing the sets, decreasing the rest time, etc. So now we're getting up to set 7. As you can see, during this rest time, I'm really, really starting to get tired. I'm putting my hands on my knees, and you just feel it in every part of your body after this. It's killing you. And people are obviously going to say like, you shouldn't have your hands on your knees. You should stand up straight, to open up the lungs. Look, I mean, maybe that'd be a little bit better, but you do this. You try to do 16, 15 sets of this, and then we'll see if you can stand up straight after every single set. And if you can, awesome, great. Kudos to you. But especially when you're getting to set 9, 10, 11, 12, you're so exhausted that I feel like it helps me recover. And I try to open up my lungs. I try to do deep breaths when I'm doing that rest, and just to lower my heart rate back down so I can recover as fast as possible. And then speaking of heart rate, a lot of times I'll check my heart rate while I'm doing this because they have little heart rate monitors on this treadmill. On the high peak, right after the sprint, I can be up to 170, 180 beats per minute. And then usually I can drop that down with the rest time to about 155, 160 beats per minute. So it's fast. It's high intensity. You're dying. And I've had so many people, it's so awesome. I had so many people after I've been posting this over and over again try out this workout. I've had pros try it, I've had kids try it, I've had everybody try it, and I always get the same response, like, this is so hard, it's so much harder than I thought it would be, this is killing me. I only did 9 sets, only did 10 sets. But yeah, and if it is really, really hard, if you're a younger kid, 11, 12, 13, you want to try this out, maybe don't start with 11.2 miles per hour on the treadmill. Start with like 8 miles per hour on the treadmill. Start with 9 miles per hour on the treadmill. Then each and every time you do this, you can ramp up the speed a little bit more. Maybe if you're only doing 10 sets, you can try to do 10 sets, rest for 5 minutes, do another 5 sets, or you can just slowly, incrementally increase it and increase it, because that's the key. And I've talked about this a lot, but that's been my entire off season. The last 4 or 5 months, I've been increasing this workout over and over again. And this was my best one I've done yet. So you'll see as we get more and more into this workout. But yeah, we're now on set 11. My body is really, really getting tired. I'm trying to maintain proper form the entire time, not trying to cheat, not trying to let my body get loose and sloppy. I want to stay in control of this the entire time. And here, I swear, the rest time, it's not 40 seconds. It is 40 seconds, obviously, but it feels like it's about 10 seconds of rest in reality. You're sitting there and you're breathing, and you're about like, okay, I'm about halfway. I need another like 30 seconds to catch my breath. You look up at the time and it's already done. It's crazy how it just is so much harder once you get up to here. So this is set 12 now. I'm really, I wouldn't say struggling. I don't feel like I'm going to throw up here at all. I really think I've gotten in really good shape this off season, just from the training with all the on-ball training, as well as supplementing with this once or twice a week as well. This week I went hard with the John Terry workouts, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. And this last home stretch, 13, 14, 15, you kind of have that mental like, oh, I can push through it. And it's also crazy, like it's not going to be a clear progression every single day, like if you're doing 8 sets on the first time you do it, you're not going to go 9, then 10, then 11, then 12, because you do have your good days and bad days, so much of this stuff is mental. I wanted to quit at 13 because I told myself my goal was 13. I was like, you know what, no, I can do 15. And I was just in a really, really good place today. I was really motivated to get this workout in. I've been doing this for like 3 days in a row. So I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. So you will have your good days and your bad days. And today, for me, this was a great day. So here's set 14. I'm really, really tired right now. Just trying to power it out, try to get a few more. But yeah, and also I just want to make this clear. By doing this, I'm not saying that like I'm at John Terry's level in terms of like who he is as a player. I know it's the internet, so you get a ton of crap no matter what you do. But yeah, this is just great. This is something, you know, I love about today is that you can go on Instagram and see a legend, you know, John Terry doing a cardio routine, and what his you know, trainer that he probably pays thousands and thousands of dollars for, what they did in the gym, his workout, all that stuff for free on Instagram. You can take it and you can implement it. So now I'm just trying to share this with you guys. Take this workout routine that John Terry's trainer, you know, put him through, and try it for yourself, because it's awesome. So I went for one extra set just because I'm competitive. I wanted to try to get 16. I finished it, and that was the best I've ever done. I have talked about it a little bit before. I do really try to want to work this up to about 20 sets before preseason starts. It's not necessary, but I think it's just always good to be in top form when you go into preseason, because then anytime you won't, when you're not tired and you're playing in these games, especially in preseason, you just don't get those heavy legs as easily. You don't make as many careless mistakes if you're feeling really, really fit. But yeah, I was dead. I had to sit there for about like 2 or 3 minutes to catch my breath. Then I did a little upper body workout after that. This is like I talked about a lot of my videos. I like to do the worst thing, the thing I hate the most, then kind of like gradually throughout the day go to easier and easier things. So I'm doing my weightlifting routine next. It's just a little super simple, you know, some bench press supersetted with these single arm dumbbell rows, 4 sets of each with 60 pounds. And then I do another superset with just pull-ups and overhead barbell press, which you'll see soon. And people, again, always ask if they should work out first, if they should train first, if they should do the cardio first. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do first, you're gonna obviously have the most amount of energy for it. Whenever you do last, you have the least amount of energy for. But it's up to you. I mean, for me, I need to do that cardio the first thing, because if I do soccer training and then I do weightlifting, I'm not gonna have the mental strength or the desire to go out and do that. So I need to do this. I need to have that cardio done first. Whatever works for you though, whatever works for you. So that was the workout. That was the training session, and I'm just going to show you my weight clocking in after this. I'm about 167, 168 pounds.
There is not much better than pulling up to a completely empty field. I always get asked like how I get these fields completed myself, or the squash courts, or anything. And honestly, I just come to the public fields, but I come at like 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, when nobody else is here, everybody else is sleeping in. So since I come at these weird times, usually the field is completely open and I can have all the space and all the goals and everything that I need. And in the squash courts and the MAC, you're not supposed to be in there. There's like a sign that says no sports other than squash or racquetball in these courts. But again, I just go at like 7 a.m. before any of the people or the supervisors of the squash courts are there, and I get in my workout, finish at 8, and then I'm leaving, and I don't even think like the first guy comes in till like 9 a.m. So, you know, just go. If you get kicked out, you get kicked out, but most of the time if you come early, you come at weird times, you get everything that you need.
All right, I'm just in a voiceover mood right now, so you can get 2 voiceovers in this video. Once I got to the field, the first thing I wanted to do was a little bit of freestyle dribbling. So I set my timer for 35 seconds. I'd press start. I give a 5-second rest, and as soon as it hit 30 seconds, I would just dribble around in this 1x1 yard box, freestyle, doing whatever I can, try to keep it sharp, try to keep it quick, doing step overs, doing pullbacks, doing anything that I could think of, body feints, and just trying to be as creative and fluid as possible. And yes, sometimes I mess up, sometimes the ball gets stuck under my foot, but just to continue, try to pull it back right there, you know, pull it back, and then just keep going. So I do that for 30 seconds straight, and then I rest for about anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how my body's feeling. So in total, I did 5 sets of this 1x1 yard box drill, and if I really messed up, if the ball flies away from me, then I don't count it. I come back and I reset the timer and go for it, which happened I think once or twice in the session. But little mistakes like that, go through it. It's going to happen in the game. Recover, adapt, and then just keep going. But this is stuff, I mean, I feel like my footwork is decent. It's gotten so much better over the years, but these tight little controlling stuff, creativity, you know, with the ball, 1v1 attacking moves is great. And, you know, a lot of people have been harping for whatever reason about individual training or my training that's not working or whatever. If you don't like what I'm doing, if you think my drills are dumb, whatever. I mean, I'm just showing you what I'm doing, what a pro does in his off season. When there's no team training, most pros honestly take this time very light or completely off. I'm just out here. I want to work on my weaknesses, want to work on some stuff, and if you don't like it, you don't like the drills I'm doing, you don't have to watch. You don't have to do any of these drills, and we'll see how far you get. But I'm just out here, just working, trying to do my best I can, trying to improve, and seeing where this takes me. So yeah, I get, for whatever reason, it's always funny, for whatever reason, you get these little waves of people kind of like talking crap or saying that what you're doing is stupid, and that's okay. I've had a lot of people throughout my life from back in high school tell me the workouts I was doing in high school weren't going to let me gain any muscle, or that the individual trainings I was doing by myself wasn't going to get me anywhere. But it's okay, because I ended up playing Division I college soccer. I ended up going semi-pro for the San Jose Earthquakes U23 team. I ended up going professionally over and playing for semi-pro teams in New Zealand and Germany, and then professionally over in America for 2 different teams. And guess what? Guess where most of the people who said that this stuff wasn't going to take me anywhere are right now? They're not playing pro. I think most of them didn't even play college soccer. So if you're one of those people that are hating on drills, saying drills are stupid, just realize that people are improving from these, and it's going to take them a lot farther than doing nothing at all. So, whatever you want to take from that. The next drill right here is just a 5x5 yard box, same exact thing as the last drill. But it's just a bigger space, so you have a little bit more creativity, a little bit more room to do a little bit bigger spaced things. I only did 3 sets of this, but the same exact thing, 5 seconds, and as soon as that timer got to 30 seconds, I would go do 30 seconds to this straight, and this is a burner. Your quads are on fire after this one, so that's why I only did 3 sets, just because it's a little bit bigger space and a little bit more tiring. Then after that, I went to, got a quick drink, rested for about a minute, and then I started doing some passing drills, some like instep kind of move, or a move to an instep pass on the goal, which you'll see here coming up. But here it's just do a cut back, do a move, push it out, and then work on hitting it towards that side netting. I didn't really try to go on the ground or in the air, just kind of hit it right into that right pocket, into that near post. So open, and I'm using more of the instep of my foot just to tuck it away right there. And I did about 10 sets with the right foot and then 10 sets with the left foot. So for the moves, I'm mixing it up too. So sometimes I'm doing the cutback with the inside of my foot, sometimes with the outside, some doing a Cruyff turn, sometimes a pullback. And then, when it comes to the shot, I'm trying to keep that consistent. Little body feint, it's a very tight space. Maybe you step over if I have enough room, and then just push it out there and tuck it away. Left foot was feeling it today. I was in upper V's with the left sometimes, most of the time. But yeah, it was good. I really like this. It's really tight, it's very game realistic. Push it out and then pop it in. Some people are also saying that you should take less time in between the after you do the move, less time, try to make it faster in between the shot. And that was pretty fast. I mean, maybe you could take a little bit quickly, but it depends on the situation. Sometimes you will have a little bit more time. Sometimes you will have less. But then the next drill I did is I popped over, because I play right winger, right back a lot, so I'm going to pop over towards that space where I'm going to be a lot of times, do a move, cut inside, and then work on just hitting the ball into the far post. I didn't have the best. My legs honestly were really tired after the John Terry cardio, and then as well as all the other training that I've been doing. This was also my 3rd or 4th day straight from working out and training, so my body was definitely feeling it. So I just tried to do about 10 sets of this. I was going to cut into the over to the other side and do the right as well, but after a few of these shots, you'll see my technique, my shots start to go a little bit downhill right there, and I just got tired, and I was like, you know what, let's end it here, and we'll come back. We'll take a rest day and then come back the next day.
So just finished the training session. It was decent. I was getting tired at the end, but it's 9:50 in the morning. So, I got like a good fitness routine in, a good lift, and then like a good hour of soccer all before 10 o'clock in the morning. So, that mentally for me, that's why I like doing it super early, is because now it's 10 a.m. The day, some people haven't even woken up yet on a Saturday, and I've just accomplished so much, and now it kind of gets me to kickstart my day. And I know a lot of pros, and I know a lot of people that like to do afternoon workouts and afternoon trainings and stay up late and even train late at night or whatever, and it's kind of whatever works for you. But for me, I always am the most productive when I get the hardest stuff out of the way first. That's the same exact reason why I do the cardio first, because that's that stuff sucks. The cardio sucks. So I always want, when I have the most energy, the most like motivation, I guess, during the day, I get my hardest part out of my day done, the cardio, then the weightlifting, then go out here to the cold and play soccer. Then I work on become elite in my nice warm house and do fun stuff later in the day. So it's kind of always like hardest to easiest. All right, guys, that's gonna be about it for the video. I really encourage you to try out that John Terry cardio routine at the very least, just to test yourself against a seasoned veteran, a seasoned pro, just to see how you kind of stack up. It can be kind of a good reality check if you can only do like 4 or 5 of these, as well as it also can make you feel really good about yourself. If you can do 14, 15, 16 of these, then you can kind of be like, yeah, you know what, I am fitness-wise at that level. Maybe definitely not technically or tactically, but you can definitely see just where you stack up. I think it's really good. I'm actually going to go to San Diego, California very soon to be back with Mimi, and then kind of spend the rest of off season with a few trips to like Ottawa and some other stuff. But yeah, leaving for San Diego very soon. So I'll catch you guys in the next video when I'm back down in warm weather in San Diego. All right, guys, peace. Oh, and hit the like button and subscribe, the normal stuff. All right, peace.